Well, good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, as I see we're approaching the top of the hour here shortly, which will be noon. Welcome in. We are flying with Mike, and we are preparing a flight out of Moncton, New Brunswick, I believe it is. Hopefully not Nova Scotia. I get the two confused where the boundaries are. But anyway, up in that part of Canada, headed over to a place I'm not very happy to visit a lot. Real world. Sim world, don't mind too much. Montreal. We're not going to get into the reasoning behind it, but as a truck driver, Montreal was just not one of those favorite places to visit. Oh, but anyway, that was then. This is today. Looks like a flat out beautiful day here in Moncton. And looking forward to the flight over to Montreal. So I hope you all are ready too. It's a great day. Great verse we had in the verse of the day. We'll talk a little more because I had a great devotion that went with it that put an interesting question into your thinking about Christmas time. But anyway, we'll get into that here shortly. So again, it's Moncton to Montreal. Hope you all enjoy. We are currently, as you can hear, the clamoring, loading the 767 from Flight Factor. Just remember, take your cargo weight or payload weight, either one, divide it by 9,800. That's your pallets. That's a little, a little ambiguous, but Flight Factor loves to go by, set weights. So well, we'll show it to you. What in the world, I can hear some are saying, is he talking about? All right, minimum required equipment before it will tell you it's loading, which looks like it's already done. Oh, it's my wife's music behind me. I'm hearing. I'm like, what the heck is that in my ears? Ah, anyway, yeah, she's up visiting with us this week. Actually, she may be back in the office for a while as some changes have occurred with our little granddaughter. So, anyway, so we may have some background noises we're not used to. All right, so the minimum requirements for the cargo plane. Obviously, the loader, which is this item. The loading unit, the ACU, that is actually not required. Fuel truck is. GPU, while not required, suggested because you don't want to drain the battery. And the LSUs and the stairs. Even though we're not loading people, we do have two guys that have to sit up in the front. The FAA and those weird rules. Two guys in the cockpit. Yeah, I know. It's kind of weird. But anyway, soon it might be one. The rate they're working on things. Hey, maybe us flight simmers might be flying them. Hey, you never know. We might do better than some of the videos I've seen of late. So, sorry guys, you got to see some of the videos I see because you go, is that actually a flight sim? Because that kind of looked like one of my landings a few weeks ago. Anyway, so, all right. So yes, stairs. I throw the chocks in again, not a requirement, but the LSU fuel truck loader unit have to be there in order to load the cargo. Cargo, again, you see it down here. It's a little confusing. Pallet number, cargo weight, fuel weight. Fuel weight, not a problem. Cargo weight pallet number gets confusing because when I first started, I was thinking, well, we put however many spots there are there, and we'll make the cargo weight like 1,000 or 2,000. Nope, doesn't work that way. Each pallet weighs 9,800 pounds. Doesn't matter if it's up top or down below. So that's why I say take your payload. If you're using SimBrief, take your payload, divide by 9,800. That'll give you, in this case, we'll show it in a minute, 9 pallets. Then I take that zero, or the zero fuel weight we're looking to get to, minus where we're at that point, and that gives me my cargo. Consider it like bulk. So it is not to be thought of as the cargo weight on the pallets. At first it's confused. Once you get into it, folks, you realize it. The A350 is a little different because it has two different types of pallets, meaning two different numbers. That's a whole different beast for a whole different flight. So, but just so you know, that's the way flight factor works. Now, with the rumored TOLUS working with flight factor on the A350 and maybe the A320, who knows where we'll end up with those two, or that one for sure. The A350, I have definitely heard some serious rumors on. The A320 is wishful thinking on my part, I'm sure. So I hope that's all as clear as mud, so, or a little less muddy. All right, and then once you're done, I do maintenance, I do optimize, and then I click load. Then you just go through the process. It'll load it for you. You heard the kind of the clamor and all in the background. That's until that stops or the word says plane is loaded. Another clue lies inside the plane. When your fuel quantity equals that which you're planned for, you know you're very close to being loaded. All right. So since we've kind of given away some of the cookie jar there, let's kind of get in here and look at what we're doing today. To do that, we use SimToolkit. You can see we're over here at Moncton, headed to Montreal. Now, we're not going, is it Trudal? The name of the normal international airport. We're going to Mirabel, the more cargo affiliated airport. North, I believe, north and a little east of the other one. So, which is the normal airliner run. Okay, you all got the route in the chat, but we'll go over it. It's so simple. It's a short haul. So there you have it. 92,630 pounds is our payload. So that's what I divided 9,800 into. Here's our block fuel. I just left it at 30,000 pounds. I think the airplane will fly, God help us if it can't, with 5 extra 1,000 pounds of fuel. And we are way below zero fuel weight max, let alone gross. So I'm pretty sure that 5,000 pounds will not hurt us. Actually, it's a little less than, but anyway. Crew of 3, 92,000 pounds of cargo, 630 extra on. 80 is our cost index, 34,000 is our flight level for today. The route, in case you missed it, is VIVIL, ROGSA, URVAS, DAXES, VIBNU, VIBNU. Very simple, 5 fixes. Okay, 6. No, I was right. It is 5. Those directs add up in my mind. And anyway, so let's take a look at the weather. Today's weather, beautiful west wind here, 15 on the visibility. Got a few clouds floating around a base at 4,100 feet. It is a bit on the chilly side. What do you expect up here in the northern part of the North Americas? 30 degrees Fahrenheit, -1 for everyone else in the country or in the world, Celsius. So beautiful. Like I said, you can't beat today. I can't believe yesterday was rainy, snowy, icy, anything but a good flying day. Down at our destination, it's a bit breezy, like it is here. Right down the runway, 10 knots, gusts to 16, 25 miles of visibility. Wow. And a bit chilly, 21 degrees. And, well, no, all of the precipitation is well east, pushing into the U.S. in Maine. All right, so we should have a beautiful flight. I hope y'all enjoy. I'm going to go ahead, get myself up here on VATSIM, and we'll proceed. Got just a couple things to fill in, and off to the races we'll go. All right, we are filed. Okay. And now we're ready. All right, let's get into cockpit safety check and then pre-flight it. All right, so the parking brake shows set. Chocks are still in. Battery is on along with standby power. External power, the buses and all of that. How do I know? Because there's power on the plane in all of the gauges and all of that. On to the setup here. All right, so up here, your battery switch. Anytime you have a flap or guard, close it behind the switch if you can. Gives you 2 clicks to accidentally turn it off. So if you click it twice, you meant to do it. No, just kidding. Wouldn't we all love to say that? All right, so put that on heading. Go to align. When it says align up here, move them to nav. Takes a few seconds. The reason we go to heading will show right there. 7 minutes is what we have to the alignment. I hate that when it doesn't look like 12 o'clock. All right, quick check again. Electrics are good. Fuel pumps are currently off. I'm going to go ahead, turn the APU on. We have that extra 5,000 pounds. Let's use it. Instead of freezing in here, let's get our aircraft warmed up. And then we will proceed to getting it ready to go. Currently 30:31. Get that put in. Now, I may have some troubles today with with my saved views because I'm trying to make it a little more functional in this plane. Almost. Let's see, where are we? Oh, we're there. 99, 100%. Let's get back up here, go to the generator, come off, turn the bleed on. And we're on internal air. Again, close the flap. Okay, 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock. All right, just so you can hear, the plane is alive. It's alive. It's alive. Weird science. All right. So let's get to work. We've got the FMCs. Where are we at time-wise and all of that? In 6 minutes. Okay. Pop that out and let's get to work. FMC. Check our data. Good till 26, 25, somewhere in there it will update. Okay. Position here lies so. Whoop. CYQM. All right, route, boom, CYMX, boink. Is this the weird one? No. So it should be CYQM. CYMX OT1. Well, it will not work in the flight number. Dang it. Delete. There. Gotta do it again because I put it in the wrong place. CYQM. You know, by the time I'd have done this, I could have entered it myself. Route loaded, clear. That all looks good. Next page, activate, execute, next page. All right, let's go to the departure. Departure out of here. Hang on a second. Hide and get back up there. All right, let's bring charts in to figure that out for a departure. Okay, we're way over there. Turn that on. We'll kind of zoom in. Yeah, there's a ton of airways in here, folks. So let's look at, first off, here's our METAR 270 at 21, 15 miles of visibility, and 4,100 foot's the base. No ceiling, just the base of a few clouds. All right, so the departure we have available. We're going off 24, which is that one. Okay. So, oh, by the way, if you have NavGraph charts and you can't get to the taxi chart quick enough, just zoom in quick and you can see, like I do, how to get around. Crossover, okay. Yeah, we'll probably do that. So we'll add that. Okay, so we're gonna 24 CYQ, and there won't be a transition. I'm not even sure there is a transition for that one. Nope. All it is just fly runway heading up to 5,000 could be our departure. And and don't forget, we are in CTAF country, so keep your, mindful that we'll need the CTAF. All right, so with that, legs, vectors make sense. VIVIL, there they all look good. Coming down, let's go to the now arrival over here. Click arrival. Now, current weather over here in Montreal-Mirabel. Again, favors runway 24, looking at it. Same weight now, where we'll probably park is in cargo apron. So we'll come off Bravo to Joliet in Fox and find a spot to hide. I mean park. No. All right, 12,000 foot runway available, no arrivals as you see over here. So looking at our approaches, let's just plan the ILS. You know what? I'm just going to go final. Keep it simple to Ogdus and just come in that way. Let's just keep it simple. We're going to probably, by the way things are sounding, be able to see this thing probably from VIBNU, so we'll be fine. Of course, I say that and everything, it'll all go to you know where by the time we get there. Okay, vectors, all right. And we're planning a direct and execute. So just looking through. Now, one of the things I worked on with these views is being able to come down here, switch it over to map legs. And we can step it off just to make sure. Okay, out to Yule, and that's cool. All right, cool. And then back. All right, we'll keep it at 40 for now. And that sets us up for our route performance. Okay, now this, we're going to have to go a different route. I'm going to go ahead and show it. Got a couple more minutes to go here before I'm ready to push time-wise. With Sim Toolkit, I know we're not going to be able to see a lot. Actually, yeah, we can. I am going to... There. Okay. That ought to help a little. All right, because we're going to be using this. It'll be nice to see a reference. Okay. Sim brief. Okay, there's our flight. We're actually flying for an airline called Morningstar. They're the Canadian FedEx, if you will. They're a Canadian air cargo company that FedEx uses, much like West Air, Empire, Corporate. I'm trying to think of the one on Wiggins on the East Coast, and for the caravans. Well, flying a caravan from Toronto to Calgary, stretching it a little. They actually have 757s. I actually thought about buying that today, but because of our current situation, decided best not to. That way, if need be, the money would be there in our with what's going on, couple of fronts. So, all right. So we'll click View. Here's our flight again, going to 34,003, and what I do is click up here at Takeoff Predict or Performance. You can use this, just realize you got a lot of information to fill in. Here, I just click it, double check it, thrust setting TO, calculate. All right, they're going to have us go out of here, flaps 5, down, D-rated takeoff, because I'll tell you why. I just can never get this aircraft to do TO1, TO2. Don't know why, just never does it for me, so I just stopped long ago. Like many of you on that second page of the performance when we get to the flaps. All right, 143, 147, 152. You got a lot of your information you're going to be putting in right here. Okay, so let's do that. First off, zero fuel weight, just click on it. Remember the SSG 747's a little different than this. We'll point it out when we're flying it, but just remember, this is usually how you get it. If you're not using the perf int in the Zebo, you would click here to get it. Okay, reserve. Here's how I find it. I come down to ATC flight plan, look for briefing preview, show details. Okay, now we're in Lido. How do I know that? It's just the way the formatting looks. This is the default when you get the information. So if you don't change anything for the format, it's gonna be how it looks. I like another one for my airliners, but we're not there, so we're playing here. FMC info, look at that, it gives it to you, 10,116. Drop those two, throw a decimal in there, 10.1. And that's our reserve. 34,000, you can simply put 340. Now it's very simplified here, folks, very simplified. So be mindful. Cost index right up here is 80. And wind. Now the easiest way to do that here with Sim Toolkit, Sim Brief, come up to the basic information. Right there's your average wind. 249 at 63. Yikes. Rough winds. 269 diagonal. 63. Oh, back the truck up. I thought it clicked in there. 269. Oh, didn't want to sneeze in your ears, folks. Even though I don't expect to step climb, 2000's what I always use. All right, now, once we got the basic in, go to takeoff. Click CG. Now, I go to page 2. Most of you won't, because right here gets everyone confused and they don't want to do it. But if you actually look at that format, it's actually pretty simple. Wind, very simple. Runway, heading, knots. And you've got that right on your sim brief. Actually, right on your performance information. Wind, 27021. Now, let's back up. Oh wait, we could have left that, sorry. Let's just get rid of Sim Brief. On Sim Toolkit, click the flight log routing. There it is. If it's got a negative, like the density altitude, then it's down. Positive is obviously up. 0. I'm going to go ahead and round it up to 3. So look at that. U 0.3. Now, outside reference temperature again. SimBrief gives it to you right here. -1. Ouch. All right, my bad. I was muted after my sneeze. Sorry about that. Thought I unmuted. If I sneezed in your ear, sorry. 143, 147, 152. That's what we're ending up with. D-rated 54. And flaps 5. Oops. Stand by. Yeah. 54. 5. On right here, and down we get our numbers. Now, why, if they're off, are they off? Let's see. Well, they're off a couple of reasons. Differences in what SimBrief has versus what Flight Factor, they may be going off a whole different platform. Or Flight Factor, maybe. Who knows? But that's why. But we're within 5 knots of each of these numbers. That's not bad, considering the numbers of different 767s in the flight sim world. Okay, so that's not bad. Now it's your call. Are you going to go with SimBrief, or are you going to just go with what the sim says? I'll go with what the sim says for this. We are not off by much. All right, and that, folks, is the McDo. We're loaded. We're ready to go. We just got to pop up here, take care of the middle panel. But first, let's get the rest of this aircraft set up. All right, so EEC's on. Close those guards so we don't accidentally. I'm going to leave the yaw dampers off, and I'm going to reset to what you're used to on the IRS. The pumps are set properly. Main doors open. We'll be closing here shortly. Matter of fact, I'm going to get rid of one piece. We are off it. We don't need it. Two pieces, actually. 3 pieces. Got rid of a lot here. All right, so left with the chocks. All right, going through it here. See, let's go ahead, turn on the heaters back in the cargo. Ignitions on the odd day, so 1. Passenger signs set, equipment cooling, auto, and pressurization. Ooh, not set. What is our airfield? 271. All right, final cabin control landing altitude set. Forward cabin mid auto, that's these 3. Auto for here, trim air, recircs on, packs on. We are internal air coming on with the bleeds. We're ready to go, folks. Lastly is right here. Airspeed for takeoff. We're going to do 163. Runway heading. Two, 4, 1. And let's get to work. And 34,000. Of course, if ATC is popped in, we'll check in with them and set what they want. But for now, we'll plan Straight away for 34,000. Okay. Light directors on. Tomcat, 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 how art thou? Boy, you are putting in a lot of stuff there that I don't know if it works or not. I'll be honest with you. If you'd like the weather here, how about I just give it to you this way? You know what? I got to spell it right first. There you go. Welcome in, sir. Hope you're having a great day. Go to legs. That one's set. We're set. Take a look outside. I think we're ready to go, folks. Let's do it. Let's call in Mr. Better Pushback and get this firecracker going.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
Well, let's just plan a pretty simple pushback right out onto the taxiway, which means we would have to, in the real world, talk to ATC.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
All right, let me pull those chocks. Now, you can find this tablet in another place right down here. Either way works. The sad thing is you can't disconnect the autopilot from here. You have to do it from there. But we're not at a point to disconnect, so. All right, let's double check we don't have ATC. Well, you know, we can't double check because we haven't connected.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
CYQM 2800. We're ready to go, folks.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Moncton area traffic, FedEx 811 heavy pushing back from FedEx onto the taxiway.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
That's Alpha. Okay, starting engines, real simple. Turn the packs off. Turn your fuel pumps on. And start them up. Oh yeah, switch to engine. It's a lot easier to see. Magenta line, click to run, and away we go.
Preparation complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay, they're disconnecting. Number 2 is firing up. We're about ready to get rolling here, folks.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the left. We'll see you next time. Have a safe flight.
Thanks for the pushback. We sure appreciate it, and catch you next time. Okay, we're on the FedEx map. Trying not to forget that today. All right, so let's get our packs on. First off, let's follow the checks. All right, parking brake left and right, hydraulic engine pumps on. Continuing anti-ice. Let's go ahead, run with engine only. APU bleed off. Engine bleeds are on, so the packs can go back on. APU off and the generator off. Okay. Lastly, auto brakes reject. Stave trim is set. Flaps. Believe it's 2 clicks. And we'll double check. EFIS 200 map. Okay, we're set. And radar to weather. And we're ready to taxi. Double checking. 12800. Okay, that is CTAF here. All right. And Moncton traffic, FedEx 811 heavy taxiing to runway 24 for departure. Moncton 5. Okay. All right, we're on our way, folks. Everything's set, ready. LNAV, VNAV, when we get up there, we'll be ready to go. Hope y'all are having a great Friday, folks. It is Friday. You've made it. 1 week closer, folks, to Christmas. Like I said, we have a great little devotion ahead. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but there were a couple good questions in it, and I really, really liked it. So, and it goes hand in hand with what was up on the screen today. Although, did I switch the verse out? I'm thinking I may have gotten so enamored in it. You know what? I'm going to keep... Oh, but I did not change that. Okay, let me get that timer changed. think we did this yesterday. Yeah, we got to go all the way up there, folks. All the way up there. Little bit of a taxi ahead of us. Roger, cleared across 27, FedEx 811. Okay, a little bit further to go. We'll be there, folks. Trying to figure out why Nightbot is being a pain in the rump. but it is for some real weird reason. Hang on a second, folks. Huh. I don't know. Now I know why certain things haven't been working. Tomcat, I'm sorry. This is a cargo flight. Um, sorry, we had an issue to deal with Nightbot and got it taken care of that we didn't catch earlier. That's why some of the stuff you were trying didn't work. So we're underway now. And that rule, by the way, only applies to passenger flights, not cargo. Most cargo, matter of fact, one of the funniest ATC things I've heard. UPS, I think it was the was caught. Someone recorded it, um, and they were being nice and reporting a pirate to the tower or approach, one of the two, and basically saying reported moderate to severe turbulence at such and such flight levels, and approach came back or tower and said, thank you very much. Do you need any assistance? And the pilot aptly said, no, ma'am, I think the packages are doing just fine, and we'll get them to where they need to be. She totally forgot it was a cargo flight. Yeah, I thought that was really, that was kind of funny. Yeah, UPS. Now, back a few years back, there was a possibility they could have been passenger. They had weekends, they would outfit their 727s um, for some airline work. But they got away from that, I think, when they got rid of the 72s. Yeah, them packages were really shook up. Of course, if they were carrying a whole cargo load of soda or beer, that could have been a problem. And then you'd been fine. There, Tomcat. It would have dripped into the wheel wells, and All right, we got a cargo break. We got a commercial break in play here as we're back taxiing for takeoff. But thanks, Tomcat. We appreciate you anytime you're here. Okay. Let's go. Weather. I want to check that right as we get on the runway. I think I got them backwards. Okay, auto throttle set. Toga, away we go. $80 knots. V1. Rotating. Let's get that gear up. Oh, a little turbulent. All right, we'll get on heading select here. Roger, clear, direct. All right, we are direct and climbing back to Unicom. All right. We should have told them probably we were taking off, but you know, hey. Okay, real quick here, folks. The reason I try to keep my heading kind of close by my course, in case like we have a hang on a second. We have a runway change. Let's say we are going into Mirabel and they decide, you know what, let's go in on the other runway. Doggone it. There we go. And we change, but we're already, I don't think we have a star in there, but let's say we're working in on a star, gone through at least 1 or 2 fixes. What could happen when you hit that execute, the plane begins to turn back to the first fix to fly it again. And you hear this quite a bit. My FMC, I'm not sure what it's doing on channel. That a lot of times is what's going on. So in that case, why I set it the way I do, if I see that the airplane is veering off course like that, pop heading select, puts it back on the heading you were on, figure out what your next fix is, go direct. If you catch it quick enough, paying attention enough, you know, and some aircraft, Zebo's one, you don't have the pop-up FMC, so you may not realize it right off the bat, but eventually you will. You can roll it back, get it back on course pretty quick. Now, if you're under a controller, yeah, they'll pretty much tell you, why are you off course? So, yeah, and I forgot the flaps. Gear is at least up. So, a little tip that I've learned over the years, kind of, you know, one of those that kind of stuck with me. You don't have to stay right on it, but if you're in that general vicinity, you can get the drift. You're gonna get on a back on a general course that was, get back to your next fix, which could be tough to figure out. So I get it, but try your best, and at least you're on the right course. ATC can always help if available. All right, so we're airborne. Today's verse. Actually, many are gonna probably go, that's really not a Christmas verse. Uh-oh. What happened? Hang on, why is it still acting up? All right, I'm not sure why it's still not doing its job. Well, I know one way. All right, so as you can see, there's the verse of the day. Now, I had to do a little finagling here. I'm not sure what happened, but it happened. So, setting the setting here, this is just in the book of John, shortly after the discourse between him and Nicodemus, where the famous verse, God so loved the world, gave his only son, that whoever believes in him has eternal life. The second half of that, though, is the one most people miss. Jesus didn't come to condemn the world, but to save it. A lot of people think he came to judge us. No, he came to save us from sin. So we move into chapter 4. Their Pharisees are starting to get a little upset with him and this and that. And he's on his way one more time back to Galilee, his home territory of Nazareth. And they're passing through Samaria. And another big scene where he meets. He is sitting at a well, Jacob's well. If you read in Genesis, you can find Jacob, who would become Israel, the name Israel by God, which would then lead to the name of the people, at his well. And the Samaritan woman comes up and he asks her for a drink, and she goes, Jews do not associate with us, and so forth. So this is where he comes back at her and says, everyone who drinks this water will be thirsty again. And you could add as many agains and agains and agains. You drink normal water, you'll be thirsty always. But whoever drinks the water Jesus, or in this case, I give them, will never thirst. Indeed, the water I give them will become in them a spring welling up to eternal life. You see, Jesus came to her. So my question to you is, with regard to Christmas, let me pull this up because I want to get this quote right. What a quote it was. Oh, come on. Wait a minute. Back up. So, in this Christmas rush, don't forget that it's not about you coming to Christmas. but it's about Christ coming to you for Christmas. I really liked where she went with this, and we want to meet so many expectations of others, but we are like trying to drink from that empty pot that'll always be empty and will be thirsty. But if we remember Christ came for us and we take that living water lives within us through eternity. So I hope you kind of keep that in mind. An interesting question. Are you the one coming to Christmas, or are you allowing Christ, who came to Christmas 2,000 years ago, to save us from our sins? So anyway, I hope that helps some, because you know, it's so easy in the rush, hustle and bustle that we forget it was Christ. Christ left heaven, folks. He left. It would be analogous to a king or a son of a king, wealthy, owns all of this territory, and we all work for him. That kind of king who's used to being waited on hand and foot, leaving all of that to serve you. Leaving all of that behind to save you. That's amazing when you think about it. So keep that in mind, that it's not us coming to Christmas. It was Christ leaving heaven, coming to you to save you. I really hope you have a wonderful Christmas. Enjoy time with family and all, but always remember that reason we have a season called Christmas. So all right, and we've leveled off. Not really sure why we've slowed. Interestingly enough, we are in VNav, and we are all right, but that was just a very interesting, like I said, very interesting to me. And I don't really do a lot of devotions like I used to. A lot of people ask me not to, and I've acquiesced and said, okay. But when I come across something like that, I've got to share, and hope it finds you well. Okay, so we're back up on speed, and all right, looks like about 45 minutes to Montreal, so probably about 15 or so minutes to top a descent, maybe a little further. But I hope you all enjoy the ride over, and we'll go from there. And I forgot transition level. All right, and 2092. Hmm. Just reading some of the stuff on Discord here. Oh, by the way, yeah, X-Plane this morning, as of 5:15, I guess my time, finally acknowledged there was an update. And gave us the info. Mainly, it appears they fixed the DRM pop-up and demo period expires, some phrases in the ATC, and improved the Honeywell FMC. So it wasn't a huge major deal. And they added Blue Islands Limited to the airline list. Oh my God, the airlines missing from that are, I mean, it is really well handled, but boy. Yeah, there's quite a few, especially if you fly a lot of the historic, like TWA, Pan Am, two of the biggies. Eastern, I'm not sure if that's in there. Braniff and Western, Continental, Northwest. I haven't checked for those, but oh man, to miss Pan Am and TWA, wow. Wow is all I gotta say. All right, so but yeah, they finally did come along and say Beta 5 is out, known errors, fixes in the ATC, which we went through. So thank you guys. Yeah. Also, don't forget, folks, to starting tomorrow, the Burlington takeover begins on VATSIM at 11 a.m. I wish I had my other page open, but anyway, they're featuring a couple of airports around Burlington, Vermont. Burlington, Vermont must be home to Laminar, or at least Austin with Laminar. And so it's not like we're supposed to be there at 11. It's, if I remembered right, it's hang on a second, see if I can get some people here. I don't know the whole thing, but I hope y'all think about it. I thought it was like the whole day, but we'll see. I'll have to recheck and try and get back to you on that. But yeah, I am hoping to get in there at some point. We got some shopping to do. Obviously, it's Christmas time, so it is going to be, you know, a lot of people rushing about. So, all right, let's see. We should be drawing in. Okay, 116 mile out. All right, and let's plan a descent to 3,000. All right, so 34 minus 3. Come on, kiddos that are home already for Christmas breaks. If you are, oh man, aren't you lucky? I'm still waiting if you are home. So about 93 miles out. And you're going, that's not the number. Well, it is by the time you do the rest of the math. I didn't give you it all. All right, let's take a look at progress. We are looking at 243. We'll see how that works out. All right, we're on the verge of another commercial break here on Twitch. Hey, if you're on YouTube, you know, if you want to check us out, look down in the more information. You'll see a link to Twitch to bring you over here. Love to have you over here with us live. And love for you to smash follow over here so we can learn who you are and where you're from. We do this just about every day. And I'd love to meet y'all. We've got a really big following over on YouTube. So yeah, I'd love to see y'all over here, talk with you. You can interact with us and join the fun. All right, we'll see you after the break. All right, and for those of you not in the commercial break, thanks. And let's bring this thing, get ready to start down. Let's see. Well, we don't need to worry about the seatbelt sign, but we can. 11.7 to 40. Let's make sure that ILS frequency and course is correct. Okay, 1170 and 240 is good. Let's head on down then. All right, so your radio for the ILS is right here. 1170 240. All right, welcome back, those of you with Twitch. We're just getting some basic things set up. We got our VREF ready to go. We'll click, enter. It'll be flaps 30 at 142 knots. Verified on the chart that our ILS is correct. Entered it in our radio that handles the ILS. All right, and we're in cruise, 82 miles out from where they project top of descent. Okie doke. Let's see. Currently 60 miles out. And about ready to start descending into Montreal. Oh wow, we're just getting to VIVIL, and we still got our 5 fixes to go as we descend. Wow, what a that's pretty wild. All right. And just keep in mind, folks, oh, it's north and west of the normal, where everyone normally goes. This airport of Montreal. Okay. Wow. That was weird. Okay, got that fixed. Some weird things happening today. All right, we're about 36 miles. Whoops. All right, let's go auto brake 2. ILS panel initial we can set now 3,000. All right, 20 minutes or 20 miles from top of descent. Hope y'all are having a great Friday. Hope your weekend is looking pretty good. Still got a weekend or two before Christmas, I believe. I know we have at least one. Yeah, we have two more. This will be this weekend and the next are your last days for Christmas shopping. But again, I ask you, are you going to Christmas or are you letting Christ come to you and your life and fill your heart for Christmas? Had a great devotional today with the YouVersion and the Bible app, and really a good question. So think long and hard, because is it meant to be a trick question? No. Just very interesting. So. Of course, that sun is coming out right as I am getting close to landing or getting ready to descend. Gonna have to set the window. Oh, excuse me, folks. All right, to make this thing descend, couple of ways to do it. You can wait for top of descent. As long as you've got it lower than cruise, it'll start descending. Or you can come down here. If you've got climb, cruise, descend, click descend. If it's VNAV, click VNAV, next page, next page. Look for descend. Also, your transition level, if you're in other countries, is right here as well to set. There we go. Just look for this little icon with the diamond to let you know that, hey, you're on descent, and how far off the computed glide path of that descent. And it does help to have VNAV selected. I'm like, why aren't we descending? I forgot we had to adjust our altitude because that, that guy forgot to set the transition. And when he did, yeah, it just didn't like me. So, I just tried something. I'm not sure why Nightbot is still not working. All right, we're going to get down to 3,000 way too quick, I think. Well, maybe not a, well, we'll ease it up at DAXES. All right, but thanks for being a part of Flying with Mike. We sure appreciate you being aboard, and look forward to many more. If you click that follow button, it's free here on Twitch. If you're over on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. All those two do is let you know on Twitch. The follow button lets you know when we're live next, and you can join us for that flight. If you're on YouTube, you will know when the next video releases, so long as you have that notification checked. But welcome in. We thank you all. We're glad to have you aboard, and hope you all enjoy. We are not far out. I can tell you that right now. We're about 70-ish miles out. That's just guesstimating. At 93, so I wasn't far off. All right, we're going to go ahead, turn on the wing ice just for safety as we get ready to go into the clouds. But I hope y'all are enjoying this Friday. I know some of you are at work, so hopefully the weekend will be a good one for you. All right, what is... Okay, currently 250. Oh, the winds have died a little here. 250 at 7, but gusts to 19. Pretty much close to down the runway. Little chilly still, -6 Celsius. And hang on a second. Had some weird remarks. I was trying to see if that was anything to do with icing. Don't know. We'll find out. Hopefully not the hard way. As we begin to go through the clouds here. Okay, 3054. Okay. Now you're gonna see that it says altitude disagree. Now it's not because this one's off, although I'm gonna get this one set right. It's because the first officers doesn't match. You'll see it's still 2992. If you click this set screw right on the upper right corner of the altimeter, that will set your first officer's gauge. All right, we are getting close. Here we go for the clouds. And Montreal's CTAF. $119 Uno, as you see. 119. Okay, and into the clouds we go. Perfect. All right, let me get this heading under control just in case. Okay, no approaches or anything online. All right, so we're set up to get down to 4,000 by VIBNU. Then we'll head over to ODGUS, which is the initial for our runway. ODGUS might be, and we'll be back after the break. Let's see, ODGUS is 11 out, so we'll call at Durgo. All right, folks, turning from DAXES to VIBNU. And then to the approach. Boy, they weren't kidding, were they? 25-mile visibility? Holy mackerel. I really think we just might see it from VIBNU. Well, maybe not. We got the sun in our eyes. That still didn't help, but a little. All right, we should be getting the localizer here. All right, let's start looking. Oh, we're not going to see the airport with this kind of visibility, with this kind of sun in our eyes. We'll plan the ILS till we do. Not 100% sure we're on the glide path yet. Now I am. I got no precip reported in this area. All right, let's do it. Okay. All right, as soon as we intercept, gear will come down and we'll go to the next flap. Actually, we can go to the next flap setting. Come on, aircraft, start your turn. There you go. Okay, I do not see the runway at all. All right, flaps full, gears down, brakes set for 2, spoilers armed, we're cleared to land. And Montreal-Mirabel traffic, FedEx 811 heavy, Durgo on the ILS for 24, gear down. Got the runway. Watched another cool video. It was Air Canada, I'm not sure where, but they took off on, we'll just say 24 here. And it obviously wasn't here in Montreal. But anyway, into a wall of fog. It was pretty cool to watch. And then rotated right out, punched out, I don't know how high, right out of it. Man, why is it so sensitive? But it was pretty cool.
Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope. 500.
And we'll be landing. Man, why was it so...
Minimums. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
I don't even want to know how horrible that was. I got really weird there at the end. Then the sound cut out on me. Okay, Mirabel traffic, FedEx 811's off 24 to the FedEx ramp. Oh, wow. We'll see how the airline took it. I took a liberty to look at it. Just looking at the map too much here, folks. Not paying attention. All right. We'll continue on around. It's kind of a big airport. Not sure how much traffic they get. But boy, the amount of land they consume is really quite a bit. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that. That was actually a fun flight. Should be in the gate here probably in the next 4 or 5 minutes, and hope you enjoyed. Like I said, this is a big airport, folks. Matter of fact, I think right up there is how you get to cargo. So that's giving you an idea. There's the other runway. It's separated quite a bit. All right, we finally made it to Taxiway Foxtrot. Hopefully, we'll have just as good as wonderful of weather as we had here if we do our next leg, and I think we'll be able to. So we'll get into that here in a minute. But let's get in here, get this flight finished out, and then we'll start talking the next one. I'll be honest, I don't know where FedEx would park here. I'm just stabbing at the dark. We'll take it here. I know it's somewhere in here. All right, we are in the blocks. All right, let's get up here, get that generator on, bleed on. Lights are off. And engines to cut off. Whew. All right, welcome in, folks. Ooh, that sun is brutal sometimes. You're going, no, I don't see how you're getting that, but here in the office it is. All right, engines are shut down. Okay, real quick, APU flaps are up, transponders standby. And we're good. All right, so let's get out here, take a look as we start bringing everything in. Oh, beacon's still on. Okay, definitely want the chocks, the LSU, JPU, and for now the loader. Oh yeah, and I guess the captain would like off. All right, then we go to ops, airplane, and open them all. There you have it, folks. Welcome to Montreal. Hang on, I'm just, all right, there we go. All right, let's take a look at this. The airline, 299 feet a minute. Okay, we'll think about it and go, okay. Okay, log it. Elevatech. Yeah, that felt more like right. 541. So yeah, that's a little bit to me more on track. And then our animal that we like, that we go by a lot here. Did it come in? Oh, I hit the overlay. Sorry, folks. There it goes. All right. Oh. And Moncton came up, I guess, after we were out, because I don't remember seeing them. Okay. All right, so let's complete. And view some details. Okay, an hour and 41 minutes, 392 miles, 7,800 kilograms of fuel, and 133 feet a minute. So really, everything that tracks this is all over the board. The only thing I can say is we were close to our VREF, and we landed in the landing area. Unfortunately, that's 1,500 or 1,400 50 feet down, which is still good. I mean, we're where we're supposed to be on a 10 or 12,000 foot runway. But still, that just felt, I don't know what was going on with the plane there. So, but overall, the numbers look good. It was just a really wacky ride down. So, all right, as promised, we're going to go ahead and fly the second flight out, and hope you all enjoy. We're going to give it about a minute here before we wrap up for those that do subscribe here, mainly to say thank you. thank you so much for subscribing to Flying with Mike and helping us pay the bills here. We sure appreciate you, and thank you so much. Means the world. So, all right, as the sun is setting here, we're going to get ready to call it and get ready for our second flight. And hope y'all enjoy that. But you're going to have to give me some time here to get it set up. So bear with me here as we get these folks back out of the break. All right, we're out of the break. So let's, oh, and look at that. The sun came out here. Not tomorrow, but today. And went right behind a cloud again. All right. Well, folks, again, thank you so much. We had a wonderful flight in here. All over the board on the 3 trackers, from the Airline at $299, Elevatex at 540 something, and Sim Toolkit at 133, which usually Sim Toolkit comes in the roughest. So for now, I hope you all enjoy. Twitch folks, please hang tight. We'll be up and going here shortly. We're going to just take a little bit of a break. We're going to look like we're ending it for our YouTube crowd. We're going to restart for our YouTube crowd after we're ready to go. So stand by with me, please. We'll be right back.